Wednesday. Good old Wednesday. When it's Wednesday, you know that the Flex Zone is here. Welcome to the Flex Zone, the only place that you can get your sports how you want it, when you need it. I'm your host, Mikkel Ramos, and today we're doing something a little bit different. 2 segments for you. One dedicated to the WWE Raw review, which you will find D and Roger on. But on this one, taking it back a little bit, less is more. I got my boys here with me. Cravante, Byron, hello.
What's up?
Hey, Mikkel.
How are you guys doing? You ready?
We all right. Ready to jump into it.
It's always great to be with you, Mikkel.
Never had such an intimate setting like this in a long, long time. Less is more.
Indeed.
Charmin.
Hopefully
we're not soft like Charmin, but...
Nah, man.
I mean, what? Tell me you wasn't thinking the same thing when I said it.
No, you found a way to put Kobe in something.
Well, you gotta enjoy it. His days are coming to an end.
I wasn't thinking about him when I said that. I really wasn't. I was just thinking, I was actually thinking of the Red Bear. I wasn't thinking about him. But I mean, you want to pay homage to the greatest? Shout out to Kobe. Anyways, go like us on our Facebook page, The Flex Zone. Follow us and comment on Twitter, Periscope, Snapchat, and Instagram at The Flex Zone 1. I'm kind of mad because we have no Periscope in here today, so nobody's getting my good side. But, hey, can't get it all. If you have any questions, ideas, or possibly want to be a guest, send us an email to theflexzone1@gmail.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. The Flex Zone as well can be heard on SoundCloud and on iTunes. Tonight, I've already told you what we're going to talk about. And up bat first. The Warrior, up bat first. Joe Johnson.
Ooh.
Goes to the Heat. Da-da-da.
I thought the Cavs was gonna push for him because I thought that'd have been a nice little extra shooter, extra scorer, somebody besides LeBron that could create his own shot. The Miami Heat, I didn't see that coming.
Joe Johnson, Brooklyn area, all that extra stuff is over.
That was pointless.
As pointless as Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce going.
That was pointless. They was all in.
In the black. They looked like they was in the pits of despair. They looked like it was over.
They look like dinosaurs. That's what they look like. They look old, and it looked like they definitely out of their prime.
Joe Johnson reinvigorating his career in Miami, or he's going to go status quo as a veteran here as well?
Well, Joe Johnson's in the twilight of his career. Let's not forget he's in the last year of a 6-year, $124 million deal, which I still don't understand why the Nets gave him. But nevertheless, I thought the 3 best teams to go to were either Cleveland, Oklahoma City, or the Clippers if you really wanted to contend for a championship. But, I mean, going to Miami, it all depends if they can get Chris Bosh back from the blood clots. Maybe, maybe not. We'll wait and see. But Joe Johnson, I think, now gives them a legit go-to guy, as Dwayne Wade he's still good, but he's not Flash of 2005, when they won the finals. So he gives them that go-to guy because if he's with Cleveland or the Clippers or with OKC, he's not going to be able to dominate the ball as he would maybe in Miami because Joe Johnson is a scorer and he needs to get hot. He can't just stand in the corner and shoot all day. So I think that's one of the benefits of being in Miami.
Let's revisit Miami. When the trade deadline was going on, they were talking about Al Horford. And Al Horford being able to come in and take some space off of Chris Bosh and be able to be the guy that stands in a he's kind of your quintessential big man. And it would let Chris Bosh roam a little bit. Now with Joe Johnson lined out, you got a guy that can kind of sort of is very versatile to a degree. You got a guy that could work he could work off the ball. But Miami, in an Eastern Conference that is just Cleveland and in Toronto, maybe a little bit of Chicago mixed in there.
It's not just Cleveland anymore.
Give or take. We'll talk about that a little later. Give or take. But Miami, they should be surviving a little bit more than this, right?
I mean, they're in the playoff. They'll definitely make the playoffs. That's not what they're worried about. They're just looking for another guy who can create because, like Byron said, Dwayne Wade is past his Flash prime. So they need that.
Don't tell that to any Dwayne Wade fans. As soon as you talk about Dwayne Wade and how he ain't,
because Dwayne Wade does have his flash game.
He's still
pretty solid.
He's very, very solid, but he's not what he used to be.
Exactly, but that's what I'm saying. That's fine to say that. But when you talk to Dwayne Wade enthusiasts, you're hating. Oh my God, how can
it's like the same thing with Kobe enthusiasts.
Kobe, yeah, exactly. But when you get in these conversations, and as a Kobe fan, I've gotten to situations with Dwayne Wade guys.
Of course.
So it's like, you can say that about my man, I'll take it.
Well,
but you fail to realize that it's coming as well.
Well, that's why I really don't like to talk.
Shots fired.
I don't like to talk to enthusiasts for that reason because their reasoning is all in the heart.
I think
I can't really talk to those guys.
I'm pretty realistic to a degree.
I mean, there's exceptions to everything.
Okay. And moving forward we got that out the way. That's kind of sort of the house rules. You get Joe Johnson out the way. Keeping into the Eastern Conference flow of things, Kyrie Irving maybe not only wasn't happy with his bed bikes, he not happy with Cleveland. So
how does that happen? How does the
hotel wasn't up to par?
So why are they there?
I mean, they stayed at the Hilton.
I guess
not everybody stays the 4 seasons.
I guess.
I get it. It's the 4 seasons. You stay there in the 4 seasons. Anywho.
Shameless plug.
Anywho, Kyrie Irving, this is not new here. He didn't want David. He was fine with David Blatt. He's had 4 something coaches, 3-4 within the last couple years of his.
He's had 3 off the top of the head.
3 in the interim.
4.
4. And now so he's never been able to get acclimated to a system that's depicted for him to really truly play. And he was hurt last year. He's not happy in Cleveland. Why is Kyrie Irving out of all people? Now one thing they did say, Kyrie Irving was happy with David Blatt. It was the the veterans on the team that did not like David Blatt. But long story short, why is Kyrie Irving not happy in Cleveland?
Well, let's get this out of the way. Kyrie Irving's going to play how he's going to play, despite the system that he's going to be that he's playing in. And why is he unhappy? Nobody in Cleveland should be happy, honestly, because where they should be, that's not where they're at. And
same old story, right?
And if it wasn't just off of pure talent, they wouldn't be where they're at in the East. They're there because LeBron James plays for them. That's why they're number 1 in the East. But Kyrie Irving understands that they don't have enough. Have you seen the Warriors play? Have you seen the Spurs play? They do not have enough, and they're not. But the thing about it, I don't think they're close. And Kyrie Irving I think he's slowly getting that. And on top of that, you pointed out that he was cool with David Blatt. So now we got Tyronn Lue. Who knows what kind of relationship he actually had with Tyronn Lue? You know what I'm saying?
It's interesting you talk about Tyronn because Lord knows the gods in Cleveland just knew this was supposed to be the next thing up. That this was supposed to change everything. This is what LeBron wanted. Tyronn Lue is respected not only in the Cleveland culture, but he's also respected in the league. Guy who's played in it, respected or stepped over, depending on how you reword the question. Shout out to Allen Iverson. So everyone thought this would be a new regime for Cleveland. It has not been very successful. The experiment that was the Big Three still is not the experiment that it was supposed to be. They're still in the same. It's funny because last year at the beginning of the season, they were still going through these changes. This year, they have another first half of the season that's similar to that one. And now in the second half of the season this year, it doesn't even look like it's going to even fix itself. Byron, Cleveland is not.
And if Kyrie's unhappy, that's not good because other than LeBron, he's the one guy that can take over that game offensively like nobody else at the point guard position. I mean, if you don't have Kyrie Irving, this team goes from best in the East to LeBron James and Kevin Love. I mean, Kyrie Irving, I think, is the single most important piece. I know people say Kevin Love a lot, but let's not forget Kyrie Irving's ability to score. He can go for 50, 60 points. His handles are ridiculous. Next to Steph Curry, probably the best handles in the league. And he makes you change your game and have to defend him. And when he's on the court, you can't cheat off of LeBron because Kyrie, even maybe more than LeBron, when it's go time, he's going to deliver. And he's not passive. And I think LeBron has that Robin to a Batman sense to help him out. And I mean, I think he was definitely the key. And I think in Blatt's system, he probably wasn't held as responsible. He's a superstar, so he was able to, do a little bit more. But maybe with Tyronn Lue, he's held more responsible. But time will tell. I'm not going to say he's unhappy until I really know it's the truth. Because when you got a $95 million contract, you got your own shoe. You're pretty much LeBron wanted you to be the guy that stayed with him. It's hard for me to say you're unhappy when LeBron's taking you under his wing it's just got to be, he's got to be unhappy with what's going on right now. And you know what ultimately cures that? That's winning. And they'll be fine.
I mean, let's talk about winning, shall we? You talk about Kyrie Irving as that point guard. And in order to beat the Warriors, that's where everybody's chasing. You have to have you have to have guard play.
Oh, Irving has
and
to play.
guards that
Absolutely.
have, not only guards that are going to make Klay Thompson and Steph Curry play defense.
Yeah.
Not only do they have to watch out for them, you have to watch out for them scoring, but they actually have to watch out for you scoring. So Kyrie Irving is very important. And on top of that, you just gave away an informant to the Warriors. Shout out to Anderson Varejao. Going to you gave them the middleman.
That's just another body, another big body the Warriors have. Just what they need.
Well, LeBron normally goes to his left in the fourth.
Yeah,
You just selling Harrison Barnes that on the whim.
how valuable was Varejao to the Cavaliers?
And then moving on. He hasn't been the Anderson Varejao of the past. I mean, it's not working out for him. But let's talk about, to a degree, the Cleveland Cavaliers. LeBron James, at one point they were saying LeBron James they weren't going to be able to give him any real time off. They give him some time off, and
You mean he took time off?
Well, yeah. Whatever he decided to do as the vice president of the Cleveland Cavaliers, he decided to do that. And I guess his teammates took the night off too, because they just lost to the Wizards the other night.
Yeah, right. That just happened. I don't know.
The team at the bottom, you do not want to give a shot.
Well, the Wizards are playing well as of late.
I get that the Wizards are playing well, but if the Wizards would be the 8th seed, correct? They're sitting outside
right now
the 8th
they're
a little
10th. I mean, they're like 3 games back, but
give or take, they play Cleveland. All you need is that little bit of
they match up very well.
We isolate LeBron out the picture. Everybody else takes the night off.
Take LeBron out the picture.
We got
we
two
all
or
got
three.
a shot.
We got 2 or 3.
I mean, because Wall and Bill can go at Irvin and J.R. Smith.
Make them work.
And I do like the J.J. Hickson acquisition. That's a very underrated pickup, by the way.
We'll see what's his name from the brother.
Markieff.
We'll see what he does.
He's been playing well too.
Keep your head in the game, brother. But anywho, LeBron takes the night off. Cleveland doesn't look like Cleveland.
I mean, LeBron,
are they going to eventually,
LeBron's got
in the midst
miles.
of the game, weigh out on him?
He's got a lot of miles on his body. I mean, it's starting to become a habit every year he takes his time off. I mean, not to the degree he did the past few years with the 2 weeks plus. But, I mean, this team they do only have a 2-game lead over the Raptors, but I think they'll hold on to it, win 50-plus games. But, I mean, it comes down to what we always say. What do they do in a championship? Because if we had to bet our money, I mean, they'll get to the finals.
What
the
if
question
they don't
is,
go?
Can they beat?
What
It's tough to think, though, what team in the East is going to beat them 4 times. That's what you have to consider.
I understand that, but if we're talking about why Cleveland is having problems now, not only are they having problems, but they're still having the same problems they had last year, it would be the ideal way of thinking to at least play devil's advocate of what could be.
Not in the
in
East.
Toronto,
I mean, Toronto's got to prove they can win a playoff series. They haven't won a playoff series yet.
they can. Yeah, they got, and win on the road.
Exactly. I mean, this is probably the best team they've had, but only 2 games back. They did beat Cleveland Friday.
They beat them twice this year.
Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan, second best back in the league.
Some also say, not to cut you off, but some also say Chicago, even amidst their troubles, they get their injury bug gets taken away. Chicago's a problem.
Oh, they have trouble scoring. You can't have trouble scoring against the Cavs.
With
the offense.
You can't have droughts. You can't have droughts against the Cavaliers.
It's so unfortunate. So in some crazy erroneous way of thinking, if Tom Thibodeau was a problem in Chicago, he purely was the answer for Chicago.
That was a mistake like the Jim Harbaugh thing, but that's another story. But hopefully he gets another job.
I'm sure he will.
Boston, Toronto, that was very close to your heart, Byron. Elaborate.
Toronto only 2 games back. Like I said, they got the second best backcourt in the league. The question is, can they win in the playoffs? DeMar Carroll's been hurt a lot. He will be back. Give them another wing defender, another scorer. And Valanciunas having a career year. I like what they've done. And the Celtics, Brad Stevens, got to be coach of the year. I know the Warriors got like 80 wins, but Brad Stevens
already
has his team 10 games better than last year. I mean, They won, actually beat the Jazz tonight. Isaiah Thomas, I mean, best
The
little
man.
man in basketball.
Man.
And Crowder and those guys. I think they're maybe one star away from really being that team that could really have a shot to come out of the East. But this year, we'll see. I mean,
Boogie, you want to go somewhere?
That would be great to see. With a lot of young assets, but I just want to shout
Get your
them out.
head together. You want to go somewhere.
And unlike the Lakers, the Celtics are heading up, and the Knicks as well. But
Seven.
Lakers,
The Celtics won 7 out of the last 10 games.
playing well.
But Boogie needs to calm down. Boogie still
Grow
has
up a
some
little bit,
maturity issues.
What's that going to take? I mean, because look at it this way. Rasheed Wallace was a crazy technical. You lead the league in technical fouls, but when it came down to it, half of that was passion, and half of that was him being in the heart of the game. You knew what he was going to do. I mean, but there's so much irritation you could ever cause. Like Boogie, it's you boogieing yourself out of a job.
I always think of Rasheed Wallace. Rasheed Wallace had that Dennis Rodman mentality. He was there. He was there. And he gonna make himself known there. And on top of that's a different era.
Yeah.
When he with the Pistons, that was a perfect situation for him. It was no superstars. It was just plug him in. He's what we need. Like the Pistons I always look at the Pistons as the bad boys because they attract those type of players. And what better bad boy at the time was Rasheed Wallace. But now today with Boogie, DeMarcus Cousins, excuse me, because I can't give him the nickname when he's this immature. But
can't be calling no grown man delicious.
He can't he can't. Somebody needs to yoke him up. Somebody got to choke him up. I don't know who, if they got to still be playing or somebody outside. Like somebody has to choke him up because he's gonna waste away his prime with his maturity issue.
So you would need like a Rasheed Wallace, a Dennis Rodman, if he chose to speak to him. Where's the little men in the league? The little men that's not afraid to take one for the team. Where's the Chris Childs? Where are the Doug Christies?
Different era.
Where are the Larry Johnsons? The Allen Houstons?
Different era. I got none of them.
Nobody?
Nope.
How at this point, if he doesn't find a way to become contained, either on his own or through some type of reprimanding, his career is basically a good guy who can't control himself.
When you're playing in Sacramento, there's not much to get
There's no
happy about.
excuses.
First of all, he's the best big man in the league. I'd take him in my team. I really don't see what it is it's not necessarily, I would say, I think I've said this, it's going to be what do they do with the coaching situation. Is George Karl going to stay? Is he going to go? They just hired him last season. I hate seeing coaches get fired after 1 year. It's been too soon. We don't really know, but I think that starts with the guys up top, management, because when you keep recycling coaches in and out every year or every 2 years, that's clearly not going to work.
But George Karl is if we talk about top 50 coaches, George Karl has already cemented his own legacy.
And I think that's what it's saying. That team is talented. Like, this team should be better than they are. That's what I'm saying. It's I can't put it on him. He's the best big man in the league. He's doing his part. They have Rondo, who's leading the league in assists. They have Rudy Gay, who's, a pretty good athletic player, but it's got to be something. I mean, something's missing. I don't know if it's the camaraderie with the team, the young. They can score. They're one of the leading the league in scoring, one of the top teams, but they can't play defense. And George Karl has to be held accountable for that too. Vlade Divac now in the management role. I mean, what can he do? He's a king great, but is he fit for the job? And we'll see.
Well, moving forward, because we're going to talk about a team in the West that does not have any problems. The Golden State Warriors, people.
They don't.
And if you saw that Thunder game, at some point in the third quarter, the Thunder were up, by 11, 12?
Never out of a game.
Something like that.
Never out of a game.
Next thing you know, you fast forward to the end of the third, it's 76-78. Next thing you know, it's a tie game, 118. Curry. Overtime. Bang! Shout out to
Mike Breen.
Even though it doesn't have the same oomph it had when Derrick Rose hit the shot, and he said that. It's too
he didn't think he was going to shoot that, so he was like...
So that one was kind of like...
oh,
and in the face. But anyways.
From half court, pretty much.
Yo, he passed half court 2 feet. 2 feet.
Why are you
past half court and just pull?
Why are you even letting him? Okay, first of all, you let it get into his hands. That's mistake number one. You let him come up the court, get a look. Regardless of how far he was, he got a look.
Yeah, you can't put your hand down.
Never.
Got a look. That looked like something he naturally does.
He makes it look Steffortless.
There you go, Steffortless.
Speaking of Steffortless, before we even go into that game, he's been kind of sort of getting kicked a little bit, kicked a little down. Oscar Robertson had his comments. Isaiah Thomas came out with his comments. Phil Jackson's new this today or yesterday. He came out with his comments.
I don't like Oscar Robertson's one of my favorite players of all time.
Big O.
The Big O. Average triple double. Only player to do so. It's a different era, guys. It's like they still like he wouldn't be able to do that against us. I feel that's how everybody feels. He wouldn't be able to do what he's doing against us. But y'all not playing no more, and he is. Like, let him be great, please.
I get that, and I'm totally with you on that because I feel like, okay, so Jamil Hill or at least someone else walks in here right now, I'm going to automatically be like, oh my gosh, you're going to have this humble experience, but if they say something to a degree that I do differently on the mic than them, yeah, I'm gonna listen. But at some point, you have to believe that you are the new wave in the next wave. Like, I appreciate what you're saying, but I'm trying to do this differently than the way you did it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, hopefully Jamel Hill would be more a constructive criticism to you. They're just being like...
They're being downwritten. Like, this is not a league anymore where Gary Payton could just push you, and that's not a foul.
Right.
This is not that league anymore. And for you to... And then instead of... And I get what you're saying, but who cares? Because why not... If you're going to embrace the league... You need to embrace the league of what it is now and how it's changed since you played. Because guess what? Not only are you talking down to this man, but there's some little boy out there that's working on his jump shot, trying to be Steph Curry.
I'm sure there's a couple of them out there.
You talk about the perimeter and blah, blah, blah. Well, maybe it's a test to the rest of the league that you need to figure out how to guard this guy and that you're not doing a damn good job of it.
I don't think you can. I mean,
pull out the pistol.
Don't you think every game, they're game planning to stop Curry? Don't give him any room. Don't let him go by you. Double team. Let's play a boxing one. Let's let someone else beat us. I mean, just think of the things that he's coached. These are the best coaches in the world. I mean, at the NBA level and scouts that we had. They know Steph Curry is the man. I mean, it's not no secret. It's not rocket science. We know Steph Curry's going to pull up from wherever. And then if you press up, he can go by you. People forget Steph Curry's 6'3". He's not a little guy. He has some size to him. And he has some crafty moves with the ability to dribble the basketball. You always see him warming up. He's fundamentally sound, which is great. And then he has that unworldly shooting ability. He's already broken the three-point record that he set himself, broken the most consecutive games with threes. And like I said, he makes it look so easy.
He's on the way to the season.
Yeah, I mean, MVP for sure. This team is just...
But so it's unfair. It's unfair. It's unfair.
He is...
The comments.
Dare I say, his dominance right now is MJ level.
I just think it falls into the umbrella, though, of what everybody has said about the Golden State Warriors so far. I mean, we've had these conversations about they've been giving him too much too fast. But if this may be the next stages of the next couple of years in our lives, leave the man alone. I mean,
right? Let him be great.
Golden State didn't play everybody in the finals. They didn't go on this road. Mind you, the Clippers beat the Spurs. But anyways, they didn't go on this road. They didn't play anybody. Okay, granted, you thought the road to which they went wasn't amicable to what the standards of being a champion is. You got to go through everybody. Okay, they come in this year, which I'm pretty sure the way they came in, they got pretty other more fans than they had the last time.
Yes.
The bandwagon has been hopped at this point. And to a degree, my mindset is I hope they touch everybody that they said that they weren't going to be last year and still get there.
Well, they've proven it this year. I mean,
even in the early
Oklahoma
games,
City,
right?
like if Oklahoma City played probably their best game they could play, right? Still lose. Spurs get rum rock, get beat out of the gym.
Kawhi Leonard had no answer for you, boys.
Clippers, they're mentally just checked out when they play the Warriors. I mean, you see it. I mean, the rest, after the top 3 or 4 teams in the West, it doesn't really matter because it's just who's going to make the playoffs and get put out in the first round. But after that, I mean, it's like this Warriors team, they can beat you anyway. And people forget last year, their run, if I could talk about it real quick, they were down against the Pelicans. Steph Curry hits that crazy 3. The Memphis series, they were down 2-1. Come back
Memphis
and win
was supposed to beat them because they had that physicality on the inside.
Exactly. And then you look in the Western Conference Finals, what they did against Houston, just ran them out of the gym and beat Cleveland. I mean, this team can win any kind of way.
You're talking about a chameleon-esque type of getting to the chip.
And their confidence, and they talked about Draymond Green was yelling and screaming. This team holds each other accountable. They don't just have fun. They work hard, and they practice hard, and they really play the game the right way, fundamentally sound. They commit to defense. They're one of the best defensive teams in the league year in and year out. Not like the Warriors of old could just score. And shout out to Steph Curry using my man Cavante dance moves at the end. I saw that. I had to look at it again because he was like, he's using my dance moves.
Can we do the shimmy? Hey. And the damnation of it all was Andre Iguodala won the Finals MVP, not Steph Curry. But that was the bad thing.
But as it goes to the team, everybody 1 through 12, they are the best team, and they're the best team by far.
Public service announcement: leave Golden State Warriors alone. Leave Steph Curry.
I mean, because they're just going to keep proving you wrong.
And the more they talk junk, granted, Steph Curry finally came out with a statement and says he's getting sick of it. But the more he gets sick of it,
the better you
the more we see the sickness on the court.
And that's what you do. You let your game speak for you, and Steph Curry is doing that. Best shooter ever. I don't want to hear any more debate. You got Klay Thompson, Draymond, Harrison Barnes. This team is just
All-Star
ridiculous.
Contest?
This game is just
Klay Thompson made 27 threes.
And their core players are just under 26, 27, under 30. Steve Kerr, Luke Walton, and that staff is just
that means
amazing.
Years. And if Luke Walton doesn't get one offer, that's a problem.
They could be the next dynasty that we haven't seen in the NBA since what? I guess the Heat weren't really a dynasty, but they won back-to-back. So.
And you know how does dynasty start? With a back-to-back or a 2 out of 3.
Yes. So
what is it going to take for them to get off his back, though? Is it going to take somebody else speaking up and actually praising him? Or because at this point, you got Oscar, you got Isaiah, you got...
He has a lot of appreciation from his peers because if you saw the tweets after the game, even LeBron never tweets about another player during the season because he does have a mutual respect with those guys, you know. But during the season, when he's playing in the midst of a game where he's about to sit out the next day, by the way, he's like, oh, this guy is just ridiculous. I can't believe what he's doing. And you know LeBron, who just beat LeBron in the finals and in Christmas and embarrassed him in Cleveland.
I understand your peers, but
that's all that matters.
You got people with canes coming out.
Hey, you know what? Keep winning.
Exactly.
Keep winning.
Break
the Bulls record.
Break
the Bulls record and win the ship again.
Speaking of you mad, bro, little NFL talk today. A little bit. We got to put that a little bit in here. We're going to probably get some combine next show or whatever. Tom Brady, 2-year contract extension.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, man. Playing well
through 2019.
They'll be making another run.
Oh, and a couple fun facts.
Soon we'll be making another run. Cavante's fun facts.
Graphic coming soon.
There we go. Steph Curry, first player in NBA history and this was the Magic game, with a 50-point game.
I forgot about that game.
With only 1 field goal attempt. Second, the Warriors only led for a grand total of about 29, 30 seconds in that game that they beat the Thunder.
Okay, last question. Oklahoma City, is that a problem? For them to go through that game, is that a problem? Are we seeing the separation right here, right now?
I think so.
Are we seeing the end of Oklahoma City?
Yes, absolutely.
It could be.
Yes.
Playoffs will tell, but we'll see.
Yes, absolutely.
You have something to share with us?
Oh, yeah. The Amazon link on Fox Sports, 1340am.com. There is an Amazon little link at the top of the window. All types of crazy discounts for all the Amazon users. About 20% off of various items. Check it out.
And letting our listeners, can't view us yet, but listeners in on something, we got a little secret coming soon. We got a little surprise. In the works.
What? Really?
You were in the meeting. I hope you were paying attention. But anyways, we got something coming up soon. Within the next, month or so. I always love when we go on field trips. And that's where I'm going to leave it. And with that said, NBA talk's over. NFL talk's over. Well, the little that we had. Stay tuned for that secret. I toss it over to Roger D. Dre, They're coming up next. WWE Raw. Stay tuned. It's the Flex Zone. Where'd you go? I would tell you to go somewhere. Then I'd go somewhere, but you wouldn't go anywhere. It's us. Stay tuned.
All right, so thank you, Mikkel. Roger, D, got some WWE to talk about, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Woo! Hey, Vinny, we talking wrestling, Ric Flair, everybody else. Let's get it on.
All right. Well, since you started off with wooing, last night we had Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch in a number one contenders match ending a draw.
Well,
WWE SmackDown, they're gonna have a rematch, and the winner it goes on to WrestleMania.
probably be another draw. I would guess. They look like they're going towards a triple threat match for Mania with them three. It's cool and all. I would prefer a one-on-one match with Sasha and Charlotte. We always seen Becky in the mix. Have Snoop Dogg maybe on Sasha Banks' side since they are related. Ric Flair, of course, still be with Charlotte. It'd be a great WrestleMania-like match and spectacle in Dallas.
Roger.
And it was a good match they put on. They had on Raw, but and it sucked that it ended in a draw. But and I want to see Sasha Banks just get on Becky Lynch. I want to see her propel herself to that point where she deserves to have that title shot. She is the boss, so the boss needs to be represented the right way, so she can go on to WrestleMania and face Charlotte.
I mean, last night the crowd is chanting triple threat. You guys don't want to see a one-on-one match between Sasha and Charlotte?
I prefer to see a one-on-one match myself.
Yeah, I want to see a one-on-one match. I mean, Becky Lynch is going to have her time, but I don't think it's right now. I think they need to, lay off it a little bit. Just let her keep on, feeling her way through the cracks, and then she gets to that breaking point where she, finally gets to that point where she gets the title. But right now, everybody wants Sasha, and Sasha should be, represented at WrestleMania.
Well, there was another Divas match last night, too, with Brie Bella and Bryan's girl, Naomi. But Naomi actually ended up winning that match. But Brie Bella, lately, she's been a jobber. What's going on with Brie Bella?
Well, it seems like she's on her way out the door. Mania, I think, is going to set up for the Total Divas to have a little match together. So this is probably the first way to set that up. But hopefully Naomi's side of them do win, because I do want them to kind of get a little momentum after WrestleMania.
Yeah, Naomi, she's been kind of pushed to the side lately. I mean, I would love to see her. I would love to see her actually in the WrestleMania with Charlotte. But, I mean, she's not the one right now. And Brie Bella, from what we heard from her husband, he wants to have babies soon. So, I mean, she is on her way out. This might be her last WrestleMania for maybe the rest of her life, or maybe just a while. Who knows? But, I mean, Brie Bella is on her last legs, and, that's what it is right now.
So, right now, does Naomi eventually get a title shot at?
I think down the road. She'll get a title shot,
I hope so.
Does she ever become Divas champion?
Ooh.
That's the real question.
I'm going to still say yes somehow. I think you got to do it at some point.
She deserves one. I mean, I think she can. I think she's a really good wrestler. I think she at least deserves a title shot. But will she get the belt? Will they let her get the belt? I don't know.
Nah, I don't see that happen.
You don't see it happen?
Her time is up.
You might be right, man. I'm being hopeful, but I think you might be right, Trey.
Well, Stephanie though last night.
Oh yes.
Since we're keeping it with the Divas, Stephanie, was that like her going off script? What was that all about?
I think it was on script. She just showed how she felt about the crowd. It was great. It was great, and I wish Shane would have been there last night. They kind of interrupt her again, but it was cool that she was able to get her little speech out. It sets up for next week's Raw when Shane should be there, and they have a little more interaction with each other.
Man, you can tell when she just took that deep breath and then got all her frustrations out of how her brother interrupted her her moment of getting that award, and how Vince didn't tell her certain things that Shane did. Oh, she let the crowd have it. She let the crowd know that my husband was there, running this show, whether y'all liked it or not. She let everybody know that she was the one that was doing things, and I loved every bit of it. I thought it was great.
That's when she flipped the table over.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
It's like, yeah,
that Vince came out, in her. You know what I'm saying?
Just like Ric Flair been proud of Charlotte lately, I know Vince was backstage smiling too. That's my girl, Stephanie. There she is.
Well, speaking of Vince McMahon, he was also on Raw last night as well.
Oh yes.
And D, you kept quoting.
Hey,
this guy.
When Vince gets in character, man, it's something special to see.
It is.
Hulk Hogan said that a while back. When he gets in that mode, it's special, man. And he said that about Shane last night. Oh, that was great. And it was great too for the Undertaker to just come out briefly, let Vince know, look, I'm still the man here. Okay, I'm doing this because you put me in a match with him, but the blood is on your hands, not on mine. When he gets thrown off the cage, when he gets choke slammed, it is on you, Benny Mac. It's on you.
All right. Well, a little quick teaser. We do actually have a poll going on, y'all. Twitter poll with who would you rather see The Undertaker face? Shane McMahon, Sting, John Cena, or Braun Strowman?
Now option 4, please.
Shoot, I hope Braun Strowman can do an actual hold or something.
Well, look, Braun Strowman, everybody already know. John Cena, that should have been years ago, and Shane McMahon, no.
Sting should have been years ago.
Sting should have been the one.
I'd have said Cena on this one, actually.
Yeah, but Cena's not.
No, because for me, if it was going to be John Cena, it should have been when he still had the streak.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Right now, I don't think nobody really cares about
that. Was the
John.
Booking idea from a lot of people when he still had the streak. Maybe Cena might have had the title against streak, and then Undertaker would have won.
At the time, I didn't blame them for having Undertaker and Batista, though.
Oh, you talking about what was that? 23?
23 in Detroit.
Oh, they had a good match.
So I don't think you could fault the WWE for heading in that direction, but it still should have at some point. I don't even think it should have been for a belt. Just the fact that you have the face of the company versus basically the cornerstone.
Unstoppable.
Yeah, they should have had
that time.
They should have had Sting and Undertaker at WrestleMania in Atlanta. Was it 27?
It didn't matter if it was Atlanta, Miami.
I think it would have been perfect.
Whatever. It's the match just should have happened regardless.
Exactly.
But right now, Undertaker will face Shane. He came out on Raw last night to address what's going on with the McMahons. It was so brief that I didn't feel that Undertaker should have even been at Monday Night Raw because I just didn't see a point of it happening really because he came out, he said few words, and then that was it.
I mean, you told me yourself last week though to set up the beef. They didn't really have to go into it. And I mean, they just pretty much said, "Hey, Undertaker said I'm neutral. You put me in a match with him. I'm just here to do the business.
I'm just here to beat him down."
Yeah.
That's pretty much
throw
it.
him off the cage. I mean, I know. No.
He might throw him off the cage.
But throw him off the big old screen in Arlington.
But what is the point of having The Undertaker and Shane McMahon?
Because you need somebody to face The Undertaker.
You need butts and seats, pretty much.
And you got to draw a lot of people. Stephen Curry ain't going to be stadium at WrestleMania. So we need somebody there that can draw some butts and seats, and Shane does it.
Undertaker doesn't do it?
Undertaker does.
You look, and nobody would have thought that Shane McMahon, of all people, would be fighting Undertaker right now at WrestleMania. Nobody would have thought that.
Okay, here's my issue with The Undertaker and Shane McMahon. We're having a guy who had the streak. He's only had one loss at WrestleMania to Brock Lesnar.
Good God Almighty.
And there's a very good chance that he could lose to Shane McMahon with control of Monday Night Raw on the line in Hell in a Cell. Do you really want The Undertaker's second loss to be against Shane McMahon?
I mean, you don't, but at this point, when you lose once, we can just take it any way we can take it now. I mean,
who doesn't want to see change? I want to see change on Raw. I want to see what Shane does.
I think a lot of us want to see change.
I mean, we've had that, authority for almost, 3 years now?
Yeah.
Running Raw and SmackDown?
It's dry.
I mean, it's time for something new. That's what I'm thinking.
What is Shane McMahon going to really do differently that the Authority hasn't already done? How do we not know that the McMahons aren't conspiring, going to be a heel turn?
You can bring a face turn with the whole situation. You know, we didn't have the Authority. We had them to bruise their power. Now we can have the opposite and have Shane uplift some guys. Maybe the writing could be a little better. You know, that's not up to Shane and them, but that can help.
Maybe
and it help get stars over too with
right.
Blind Split. Help get stars over.
Exactly. They need some stars over
badly.
So you think all this change comes if Shane McMahon beats the Undertaker?
It starts.
So you're saying right now that the Undertaker is going to lose to Shane McMahon,
and then we can set up something for the Undertaker for SummerSlam. You know, maybe Cena perhaps. I got a bad feeling the Wyatt family might get involved here again. I got a very bad feeling.
They had an eerie promo last night that was leaning towards maybe they was going to do something at a certain match. They didn't say who. They just said an eerie promo. But we wanted to find out about the Wyatt family because they don't have anybody to really beef with right now.
So you're saying Sting and Undertaker is done?
Yeah, the time's passed. You know, John Cena said the time is now. Well, the time is done for that.
No, this is a match we want to see as wrestling fans.
That's a match that you want to see as a wrestling fan.
It's over, man.
It's not over.
Diehards.
I wanted to see it at the time, too, but it's over now, man.
Why is it over?
You seen Sting last year, man. He accidentally got hurt by Seth Rollins, man. Him and Undertaker both, they're in their 50s now. They can't carry a match like that anymore,
man. Sometimes you just got to let it go. Let it be a dream
It was
match.
a good dream, man. I ain't knock you for that.
Look, they're both still in really physical. Well,
no,
Undertaker's at least in good physical,
somewhat good physical shape.
But Sting, once he heals from his injury, I think they can still do this match.
But you at the next WrestleMania?
Yeah.
If they was going to do it, they should do it now. At the biggest WrestleMania.
Well, they can't because Sting is hurt. If Sting isn't hurt, then I think this match goes on. But Sting being inducted into the Hall of Fame, I think that Sting makes an appearance somehow in one of these matches. Maybe it might. Probably with the Undertaker match, because I just don't see it happening with the championship match.
Shane will get some out.
And then the whole WCW angle, it's a possibility.
So they're gonna revisit Invasion again?
Please, God.
It's not the Invasion, but somehow, I mean, that was the one guy who never came over.
That is true.
And then Shane did buy WCW at one time, so we'll see what happens. But again, no. To me personally, it was no point for the Undertaker to actually be out there when you only say basically a sentence and then you walk off.
I mean, but isn't that part of the Undertaker's character?
They didn't even turn the lights off when he walked off. Like, what in the world is that?
Hey, look, we got his entrance, you know. Shoot.
That's all you need sometimes.
His 5-minute entrance.
That's all you need.
And trust me, I'm the biggest Undertaker fan ever. But you have a 5-minute entrance. Nobody says anything. He comes out, he says his words, and then, like I said, they didn't even turn the lights on.
It's like Undertaker and JBL back in 2004 when he came out, chokeslammed him, you, me, SummerSlam. It don't have to always be a long.
No, but that was tight.
Yeah, it don't have to be always
when
long.
Undertaker came out for the WrestleMania signing with Brock Lesnar, that was tight.
Yeah.
This is not tight.
Well, you like put his hand on Vince's neck.
This is when you don't have anything for Raw, and you just need a filler. It was a waste of time.
Isn't that most Raws now?
Hearing Vince McMahon say those words about Shane was not a waste of time.
Okay, Vince McMahon being there wasn't a waste of time.
Okay.
They wasted the Undertaker's time.
No.
They wasted hotel money. They wasted flights.
He's the Undertaker. You're supposed to do that with him.
No.
Yes.
That's true.
There's never a waste of time.
Exactly.
With the dead man.
Thank you.
That's right.
Brian.
Never.
Thank you.
I see Brian couldn't take it no
Of
more.
course he
Brian
couldn't
had
take
to
it
say
no more.
That
something.
disrespect that you was giving.
So, Brian,
over
you don't think it was a waste of time for the Undertaker to be there?
No, man, it's epic storytelling. You know, remember when
No
Triple
doubt.
H and Undertaker WrestleMania
They ain't say a
27?
word. They ain't say a
Not
word.
one word. You know, Undertaker came out there. Triple H just came, looked at him, squinted, did his thing, and then they pointed at the sign. So, I mean, I understand your beef because we haven't seen him since Survivor Series.
Right.
yeah.
So and then the way they built it up. Oh, Undertaker's going to be on Raw. I think if it wouldn't have been such a big deal if they didn't tell us that the Undertaker was going to be there. If he would have just showed up, did what he did, you probably wouldn't be upset. But the fact that you probably planned your Raw watching around, like, all right, let me plan my bathroom breaks, my meal breaks, because Raw is 3 hours now. It's not like with 2 hours. It's like, okay, you can block. Now,
Right.
you got to make plans around it. So,
Definitely.
you know, for those who say they watched the show all the way through, more power to you. So you probably planned it and said, okay, all right, when Undertaker come on, they're going to have my full attention. And that's all you got. So I can understand you being big Undertaker fans. Well, I mean, you dressed up. Well, no, that was Sting. I'm sorry. You know, so I understand.
Look, bottom line, I'm just upset, and I don't know what upsets me more, that Kevin Owens Big Show
If
twice
they had
in a
that for
row.
WrestleMania, I'm telling you right now, it's not going to be a lot of people watching it.
Just
I'm saying
retire already. I'm going to keep saying that line until it
That's
happens.
how you feel
I
about Big
don't. I
Show?
don't think he needs to retire, but they need to use. This is again where they don't use people well. The Big Show should have been used much better. He said it himself last week, 2 weeks ago on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he
Mark
needs to be
Henry's
used
another
better.
one who should have been.
Oh,
used
ain't no
better.
question. He up there shucking and jiving now.
He's
Leave
a
that alone.
jobber.
He
A
said this
big,
probably be his
big
last
jobber.
WrestleMania.
You think so, Brian? Probably his last.
No, Henry said it.
Oh, wow.
You know, because he wanted to have a match with Daniel Bryan.
Yeah,
But-
he did. He did
but
mention that.
We
You know, we'll leave that alone. We'll leave that alone. That's a soft spot. You know, it's a soft
I
spot.
mean, why not go out in Texas? Like, Pay should go out.
Oh.
Hey, don't you get no
I take the
ideas.
credit. I take
Don't
the
you get
I
no
take the
ideas.
blame.
I appreciate that, Brian.
I take the blame.
I appreciate that.
Cavante, I see you over there, Cavante. It's okay, man. It's all right.
But there's something else that upsets me just as much, though, and it's this Y2 AJ tag team. Like,
You know,
why is this even a
This
a
is again where we
story?
talk about the right man. If you want to have these two fight at WrestleMania, just save it for them. Don't have them fight 3 times between that and Fastlane, and then
Right.
you know they're not going to stay together long. I mean,
And I want to see
God.
AJ versus Kevin Owens. I want to
Everybody
see
wanna
that
see
match.
that.
That's the match everybody wants to see at WrestleMania.
And they giving us Y2 AJ and Y2 AJ, whatever. Chris Jericho and AJ Styles. Whoop-de-doo. They got a tag team. Chris Jericho's going to turn evil. Turn on, and AJ again, and then they're going to have a match at WrestleMania. We done been there, done that.
And I'm not understanding the whole angle because the New Day is supposed to face the League of Nations.
I guess. I thought. I mean, I don't know. See, this, again, where the consistency's not there. It jumps back and forth, and then it gets people confused, and then people get pissed.
Yeah, and I'm like, is the New Day good guys or bad guys? I mean, I'm not quite sure yet. They still sliding people. Are they tweeners?
Okay. Well, here's the thing with people like the New Day and Triple H. What's happening now is that the fans are chanting for the heels instead of the faces.
But they don't do a good job of helping the faces get over either. They don't do. I mean, with the Dean Ambrose thing last night when he got beat up, that was cool because the nation helped Triple H beat him up.
Yeah.
But the week before with Roman Reigns wasn't good.
With Roman Reigns, he was getting booed while Triple H was getting cheered.
Right, and Triple H was singing hell, he beating him by himself. It's like, man,
Without the sledgehammer.
well, good Lord. I thought he was trying to put Roman Reigns over still, right?
Without the nation. Not the nation.
The
The
League of
League of
Nations.
Nations.
League of
yeah.
Nations.
No offense to nation domination.
But I don't know what's going on with WWE nowadays. But
It's too much 50-50 booking. It's too much back and forth, man. We need the best thing I seen last night was Ryback beating Axl Rose the way he did, and he got over. I liked it. That's what we need a little bit more of with
So
some
now
of
I
the
gotta
monster
go back
guys.
and watch.
Yeah, he
Because
did.
I trust your opinion.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, he
because you
beat
said
the
it, I have to go
crap
back and
out
watch.
of
Yeah, he pretty much said he was tired of, just being that guy that, that they just throw him in tag team matches. He wants he wants to take the brass ring.
Yeah, right.
yeah,
Yeah, man. It's like we need to get some people over here, man. It's ridiculous.
look,
The
they've
50-50
got
book is
people.
ridiculous.
They've got people to build around. You got people like Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, Neville, who we haven't seen.
I mean, Neville been put in the trash can somewhere?
Back on NXT now.
Was he even at the Royal Rumble? Like, I don't remember.
I'm gonna put it like this. Spoiler alert. I just wrote an article. I'm sorry, I just hopped on your show. But
You're always man,
I-
you're always
Hop
wrong.
on any
When
show.
the flex
Big-
zone
big-
calls, Brian.
I just wrote an article and it talks about people who never ever will main event WrestleMania. Neville's on that list.
I
It's
agree with
true.
you. He is.
Yeah, I
Yes.
agree. He's amazing. They need
That's
to use
it,
him.
but,
He's
I
a
don't
young
see
man.
him
God.
build. I wouldn't build nothing around him.
I mean, but he's still somebody who you don't mind seeing in the ring.
I could
He's
build
very
a division
entertaining.
around him. I could build the Intercontinental division around him. But if there's not 2 belts, I'm not putting the title on him.
Look,
No,
there-
I agree. I agree
There's
with
still
you.
a USA
agree.
belt and there's still a
Yeah, that's nothing. Callisto, he got the
Yes.
USA title, and they keep throwing him with the league and the tag stuff. And
Him versus Kalisto would be excellent.
Yeah.
Kalisto.
Yeah, how about Kalisto Sin Cara? Sin Cara gets mad that his tag team partner's getting all this single success. I mean,
That's because Sin Cara sucks. Like, I don't even want to waste time no more talking about Sin Cara.
wait, man.
I mean, he's
and a
been
bunch
6
of
of them.
irrelevant.
Yeah, true. Where that trampoline? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't say that.
I want to spend the last 5 minutes of the program that we have discussing the main event coming up at Roadblock.
Yes.
It just recently came. WWE special. So if you don't have the WWE Network, make sure that y'all get the WWE Network because March 12th, we're going to have a WWE Championship match between The Game and the Lunatic Fringe. Who wins this match?
Oh, no question. Triple H is going to win.
Yeah,
No
Triple H is going to win, but Dean is going to look really good in this match. But it's going to take the League of Nations probably to help beat Dean Ambrose.
Or Brock Lesnar. No.
Or Brock
See little
Lesnar
parents from
could
Brock
come
in
out
Toronto.
and put the hammer down on Dean again.
Or Roman Reigns even trying to spare Triple H and they asked him to get Ambrose.
So you do think that Roman Reigns makes an appearance?
I think even him and Lesnar makes an appearance. This is supposed to be the road to WrestleMania. We gotta get a little more intrigue going on.
And it's not going to be a clean win from Triple H. He's just not going to just pin him. He's going to get a lot of help.
I hope not. I don't know now. Because they do some questionable stuff like that. Man, I don't know. I don't know anymore.
I don't see it as a victory. I see it as a DQ finish.
I can see that too.
Either way, Dean is going to get beat up. So that's
right.
all I'm going.
No offense, Brian. He's getting the Daniel Bryan treatment right now.
I see him going.
But what if he beats him?
Clean?
What if
I don't say it.
Dean Ambrose
say it.
beats Triple H?
That's money. That's money down the toilet there, man.
I don't think so.
That's what the fans want.
No,
but
man.
I just don't see
you
the
can't
WWE.
do that this close to Mania. You can't do that.
When have they done what the fans wanted to do?
In a minute.
I mean, remember WrestleMania 2000, how they played with that card all the way literally to the end. And then we finally got that whack quadruple.
Yeah, that fatal four-way. Yeah, that was tough.
With a McMahon in every corner. Well, we all know it should have been rocking Triple H.
Yeah.
Straight up. It should have been.
Yeah.
I mean, it still ended up rocking Triple H in that main event, but you can't do another triple threat. We've had triple threats.
We've had last 2 years now.
I was going to say 4 because it seems like every WrestleMania they've had like a triple threat some way, somehow. I really don't see a fatal 4-way at this point.
I don't want to see a fatal 4-way.
Like I don't really know what else you could do. How at this point they messed it up enough, and there's no money in the bank either. Mm-mm. So they've messed it up enough where I don't see a triple threat, a fatal 4-way, or anything. I just see a straight 1-on-1 match.
And it should be, and it should be the way the storylines went. Triple H has been tormenting Reigns now for months. I mean, it should go down like that. I know fans don't like it, but it don't make sense for them now to veer away from it since they've been pretty much driving it for the last 6 or 7 months.
Remember, they brought in Vince, just to make sure they get that extra push for Reigns.
And let's not forget, Roman Reigns was cheered in Philadelphia when he won the title against
Where he was booed
Sheamus.
earlier in the year for winning the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
So everything came full circle for him. But the way that was set up that night, you couldn't do nothing but cheer for him.
Yeah, when he spared Triple H when he did, man, it was great.
And then, Vince McMahon kicks him in the balls, and then he comes out, gives Vince the Superman punch.
I want to see Triple H set up well, but again, we got to establish he's the heel. He has to cheat to win.
Yes, he has to cheat to win.
It can't be no straight up him beating 2 times now. We see him toss Roman Reigns out with no help, beat him up with no help. We got to see Triple H as a heel. He can't be cheered.
But you got to remember, this is still the game.
I understand.
I mean, even when certain people have to get over with using objects or whatever, this is still the game that we're talking about. A 14-time world champion.
We know he has to stroke his ego by making him look strong every time he beats somebody up. But come on now, Triple H, just lay down, man.
He's gonna lay down.
Just lay down a little bit.
Unlike Brian Saxton,
just tone it down. You don't always gotta look strong. Let the opponent beat you, man. It's okay.
I mean,
without the
look. At least Ambrose got a hit on him last night.
Oh God! Oh no!
I mean, when he said something on the microphone, and he Triple H got back in the ring and just started hammering on him.
See this is the Triple H I like to see.
Trust me, I love seeing that. That was great. But I mean,
But we know the end goal. The end goal is to them try to get Roman over, and that's still not helping. That's
No.
really not helping get him over.
I mean,
It's really
the
not.
fans are still 50-50 on Roman. One minute they love him, the next minute they just like,
Well, y'all, this is the end of our WWE Raw review. We're going to toss it back to Mikkel, but don't forget to answer our Twitter poll. Who would you rather see The Undertaker face? Shane McMahon, Sting, John Cena, or Braun Strowman?
And that's the Flex Zone for you this week. I hope that you enjoyed what we did with the show this week. Try to switch it up for you guys every once in a while. But something to keep those minds in full rotation until next week. We got a Twitter question for you. Please go to our Twitter page at the Flex Zone 1 and answer this one question. Would you rather want to see The Undertaker face Shane McMahon, Sting, John Cena, or Braun Strowman? Again, if you had to pick who you want The Undertaker to face, would it be Shane McMahon, Sting, John Cena, or Braun Strowman? And with that, our work here is done. We want to thank True Sounds for our theme song. Don't forget to like us on our Facebook page, The Flex Zone. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and Periscope at The Flex Zone 1. If you have any questions, ideas, or possibly want to be a guest, you can always send us an email to theflexzone1@gmail.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Flex Zone, as well as to us on SoundCloud and on iTunes. Got to take it back with SoundCloud. SoundCloud was our first home. Shout out to SoundCloud. Tonight's show is executively produced by Andre Melton. Our senior producer is Crevante Hurd, and our associate producer is moi. Tune in next week. The debate of all debates. Should Steph Curry be the first unanimous MVP? That's next week. But you also have that Twitter poll, too. So you got some homework when you come back. We want to thank you all for listening. It's been a pleasure. And I'm going to say it like I say it every week. I don't care if it doesn't rhyme. It's mine. I'm Mikkel like Kevin McKellen. Guys, the show's over. It's over. We're done.
Peace.
Like that. We gone.